So our teams at the top in our seeds, 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, so on and so forth. And that's how you get this bracket. So we're going to go through this. We're going to get all of these wrong, but the thing that we've been getting right is actually who's in the finals lately. So at least we got that going for us. But there's a lot of fun conversations lately about power rankings, and a lot of people have been asking who I think is towards the top. I think obviously Moist and BDS, interchange those. BDS probably has higher peak right now, but Moist is probably overall a better team. You've got Solary actually looking really good. Vitality's got a resurgence. Dignitas, when things are going good, are still there. Luminosity's in the conversation. And then from there, it's kind of an interesting mixture. Team Liquid's got potential. K-Corp, Misfits, like pick one, like it's pretty crazy. So trying to figure these out is going to be tough, but I will say some things like this are pretty easy to do. So Moist going to 3-0. Algiri, I do not expect them to get any wins here. I think they're going to go 0-2 and out, just putting that preemptively. The first match to start of the day, probably the one I'm going to watch, is Vitality Solary. These are both two teams that are hot. New Redosin with the Netherlands roster, Mike Oli and Though, 2/3 of the heroic team. So very interesting to see those two former players come together. Glad to see their synergy is through the roof. I actually personally believe Solary to be like a top 3, top 4 team right now. They look incredible. I do think that Vitality will put up a pretty good fight, but Solary, as long as mentality-wise they stay clean, they should be fine. So I think Solary is going to do pretty well, and they're going to progress forward. Evil Geniuses versus Team Liquid. Team Liquid, I think, has answered the questions I had. I talked about them being a potential top 6, as long as mentality-wise they got out of their own way. A lot of talent. I think anybody can look at that roster and say, duh, like they're very, very good. And they're only going to get better with experience. And we actually got to see that last week or 2 weeks ago in Regional 1. I put them in the lower bracket. I had them going pretty far, and they made it, top 8. That's really solid for them before they lost to K-Corp, who's been looking good with Nolly. So Team Liquid, I think the more reps to get, the better they're going to go. And EG's kind of been on a decline. I'm actually going to give it to Liquid. I think the mechanics shine through. Some confidence in the Team Liquid squad. Excited to see that. Dignitas 00 Nation. This one's tough for me because I think 00 Nation is like the epitome of resilience. Also, Hibbs was coming in here saying it was Freelo pretty much against Dignitas. I just don't know what I'm getting out of Dignitas. They do have the new coach. They haven't said who it is. I know who it is. I can't say. There has also been some external issues going on with Dignitas, and you feel for those circumstances. So I think this one's probably going to be a bit closer, but I do have to go with my gut still and say Dignitas. Probably 3-1. I'm interested to see what 00 Nation does. That's a good team, and they have a chance to play upset over EG in the lowers. BDS Navi, I think BDS, I don't think they provide as much pressure as they once did, but when they are peaking, they are the best. Period. I think when BDS, like their skill ceiling is so high, I am afraid for a lot of teams. Also Navi, I just don't see it. Luminosity Semper, I think you could coin toss this one depending on how Semper's feeling. I do think Luminosity though is the better team. I think Semper will put up a really good fight though. Even without Archie now, I think what they've been accomplishing with Exotic is pretty good. So I do have it being Luminosity, and of course we have to because of this. Like you can't avoid it. You just can't avoid it. It's not a thing you can do. It will happen again, and everybody's mad about it, but Luminosity had the chance to beat K-Corp and dodge this, but they did it. How it goes. Endpoint Guild. Ooh, I think Guild is a lot better than people give them credit for, but I do think Endpoint is still going to win it. Endpoint, even without Seiko, has still been looking pretty good. I think Archie's fitting pretty solid to that team. Seems like content-wise, they've been having fun. Vibes are pretty good, and I think Eclipse does a pretty good job over there. So I will give it to Endpoint, but by how much I think is a coin toss. Let's say Guild puts up a pretty good fight. I think CRR on that edition of the team has been pretty solid. I really wanted to see this team with Mark, if I'm being honest. If it was Mark, CRR, and Devo, I was very interested to see that team play out. Didn't work though. K-Corp versus Misfits. I think K-Corp has been ascending. Misfits continues to frustrate. I think it's just a little bit too reliant on Misfits with cash, but I know the pop-off potential is there. I'm going to go with K-Corp in a close one. I think K-Corp's going to close it out. They've been pretty clutch lately, actually. I like Misfits, but K-Corp's been doing pretty well, man. K-Corp's been doing pretty well. Then again, this is EU, so expect the inverse of all this. That's usually how it goes. We're going to do these in order of the way that the broadcast goes. So we got Moist Solary. I do think Moist, until Solary proves otherwise, actually, I'll give them, I think that'll be a fun series. That'll be a really fun series. I do think Moist will take it. Liquid Dignitas, I got to go with Dignitas. While I do think Liquid has the potential to be a better version of Dignitas, as long as Dignitas isn't in their own head, mentality's good. I'm going to go with the Resurgence a little bit. Yeah, I do think that Liquid has the ability to actually win that. This one's interesting to me. I could see this being the big one I get wrong. BDS Luminosity. BDS I still think is better, and they will close that out. Endpoint K Corp. Ooh, we'll do Endpoint in 5. That's tough. Ooh, maybe not. Let me check last week. Lost to Solary, beat Luminosity, then he lost to Misfits. We're going K Corp. We're switching it up. We now got our 2 lowers. I think Vitality's looking better. We'll give him a game though. EG00 Nation. I'm actually, ooh, gosh. Let's let it go to 5. Who wins that though? Yeah, I'd go EG. I'd go EG in 5. Navi Semper. I think Semper will take. Guild Misfits. You would like to see Misfits win, but I know Semper's going to put up a fight. Or Guild's going to put up a fight. The issue I have is this makes too much sense in the bracket. There's got to be more chaos here. I haven't done something right. All right, Dignitas Moist. Is this where I throw a wrench? I do think this is how this will go. Honestly, I think Moist is just doing what Dignitas is, but better. It's hard to go against it. Endpoint Vitality. I think Vitality is playing better right now. Let's have it go 5. I think Luminosity is playing better. Liquid Semper. I think Liquid will peak. Solary, I think, we'll take it. Misfit swept Moist in Rizzo's stream earlier. Yep, but that is, again, a no pressure, cashing them, just vibing. We've seen Misfit's biggest issue is mentality. Scrims don't matter. When pressure is on, we've seen so many times from Misfits that when everything is on the line, hey, it's Regional 3. We just need you guys to win a couple series and you're going to the major. Things are good. And then they flop. They go 0-3 and they're out. And it's happened too many times. And it's frustrating because I really like the Misfits team. I really like what they put together. I think they look solid. It's just, it's frustrating to see it like that. But if this is our top 8, those are good matches. Vitality, Luminosity, Liquid, Solary, huh? Ooh, I do think Solary is better. But it's in a best of 5, I could see upset. I got to go with Solary, though. I think Solary, I got to stick with it. I think they're like a top 3, top 4 right now. Vitality, Luminosity. I think Luminosity has a good peak potential, but I think they're going to lose again here. That'll probably be one of the better lower matches. That'll be a really good game if we're getting what we are out of the teams. I would like to see some consistency out of the teams I consider towards the top. I doubt it's going to happen, and these are probably all wrong, but, you know, it is what it is. We go next. Dig Vitality, El Clasico over in Europe. Who wins? It's good that I'm questioning this now. In a best of 7, I'm going to give it to Dignitas. It's going to be close. K-Corp, Solary, huh? Solary wins in 6. We then give our final day on Sunday. Moist BDS. We're going to give it to Moist in 6. Dignitas, Solary. I think Solary is playing better right now. And then Solary, BDS. I think this is where Solary struggles. I think in a best of 7 right now against BDS, beating them is very tough. I think you're going to see the same thing here. 4-2. I think BDS will win back-to-back, honestly. The difficulty I have is I am a firm believer that when you lose here and drop here, you're probably going to have a tough time. But I think you actually proved that last week, right? With BDS drop, Moist come back. Yeah. So why not the antithesis and do the opposite? Moist drop, they come back. BDS drop this time, they come back. Between these two teams, it's always interesting. It's always interesting to watch. Do I realistically think in 2 series, Moist will lose? But then you put him up against BDS and it's like, shoot, man, I don't know. Oh, man, that's tough. You guys know how we do it. Heads for Moist, tails BDS. Oh, no, it's happening again. 1 for BDS. 2 for BDS. Uh-oh. Okay. 1 for Moist. 3 for BDS. 2 from... Okay. Another 4-2. So this is right. And it says 4-2 again. Let's see if we did a second series. So if this is series 2. 1 for Moist. 2 for Moist. 1 for BDS. 3 for Moist. 4-1. So if we do these my way, that means that this would be then 4-1. So this is what coin has. Was the coin right last time? The coin was right on G2. All right, we don't mess with the coin. It says 4-2 and then 4-1. I'm gonna go with coin, the full prediction for the grand finals. We're gonna stick with it. That's what we got. I don't mess with the coin. If it was right last time, we stick with it. Good job, coin. Even though you were crazy, we're picking the coin. So Moist's gonna come back 4-1 after dropping 4-2. Interesting stuff. All right, let's take a look at the full bracket. I know these are gonna be wrong. Again, with predictions, you guys gotta understand that Usually when you do predictions, you have the ability to make those adjustments from day to day. So like after I see how they perform here and here, then I would, you know, reassess and figure this stuff out. And again, I'm having to do full predictions in one day, which isn't easy. So if you guys want to see my actual predictions and how I would approach this, stop by the stream, twitch.tv/Lawler. We stream every day, but Tuesday and Sunday, you guys can also come hang out like these lovely people right next to me. Where they're watching these kind of go live. But twitch.tv/Lawler. Also hit up all the socials down below. If you guys enjoy the content and made it this far, you probably do. So consider giving it a thumbs up. Hit subscribe, turn on notifications, all that kind of stuff. We got playoff scenarios and stuff like that coming in the future. We've also got some other things about teams who are no longer in the running. That's another video I'll be doing coming up. We're always talking about like, yo, these guys predictions and scenarios and like this is what they need to qualify. But I'm going to try and do my best to also tell you guys these people are out no matter what. They can't make the wild card. They can't, like, they're done. So that way you can kind of start focusing in on the teams that are good to go. So a lot of stuff like that in the future. Maybe some more gameplay. I put out a voice comm and a voice chat video. Let me know if you guys like that in the comments, all that kind of stuff. Trying to diversify the content a little bit. Try to mix some things up as well. But that is going to do it for me. Appreciate you guys watching as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.